So welcome back again. I'm sorry, Zoom again keeps disconnecting us. We come to the final lines of Hamlet, where everybody is dead. Can you please mute everyone? We stopped at Fortinbras coming on stage unannounced. Hamlet giving him his voice, voting for him. He becomes the king of Scotland, of Denmark. Sorry, he's probably the only main winner here. He takes the land that his father lost to old Hamlet. He becomes king of Denmark. He has some right here. Now he gives Hamlet a military parade, although Hamlet is not a soldier. He proves that he is a gentleman, that he's delicate, that he's a prince, he's a man of his word. And this reminds us of how he was framed to us negatively by Horatio and positively by Hamlet. So which one of them was telling the truth? Hamlet ends, and most of you think this is a very, very sad ending, although we were expecting this. In Shakespeare, the joke again is that if your name is on the cover book of a play, you die. We knew all along that Hamlet is going to die, but it always comes as a shock to us. Personally, I always keep some kind of hope, a crazy hope that he'll be spared, that Laertes is going to change his mind. So what do we do with Hamlet, the play or the text now? Where do we go from now? What happens next? Where does literature go from now? Where does drama go from now? And I want to conclude this before I give you the chance to speak about things mainly related to the death of Hamlet, the ending, whether you're satisfied or not, or anything you have in mind. Quoting Horatio's elegy about Hamlet, saying, "Now cracks a noble heart. Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest." Good night, sweet. This is the sleep. This is not death, this is sleep. So good night. You will live forever, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. May you rest in peace, Hamlet. Indeed, may you rest in peace, Hamlet. So tell me, what do you think? Anything, mainly about the ending, whether you're satisfied or not. Banan is right. If you want to speak, please do. If you want to type, also, it's up to you. I think Shakespeare wants to deliver the idea that there is a price for if we want to achieve our desires. Hamlet paid his life for this. Is it worth it? Would you die for something like this? But that's a very good point. One more. Okay. Anybody wants to add anything? Anyone do?
Hello?
Okay, go on, Abdullah. Go
on. It's a question. Do you think Hamlet was sincere, or is
Hamlet?
Do you think it is a sincere farewell or sincere?
From Horatio?
He said, "Wretched queen." No, towards his mother when he said goodbye and she died.
I'm honestly not happy with that, but who am I again today to say that? I'm not happy that
he
told the king. What exactly did he tell him? Follow my mother, right?
Yeah.
Follow my mother. I don't know. So what do you have to say, Abdullah? Bashar says, I am satisfied.
I didn't like Mel Gibson. I didn't like Mel Gibson's portrayal, and
that's a very interesting thing. I always want you to compare productions to see what different productions do to Hamlet. And again, this is Shakespeare. Shakespeare left so many gaping holes here and there for the actors themselves, for the producers themselves, for us to think. I love what Mel Gibson did. I think it's really, really beautiful. But no production can give Hamlet justice. I'll read what Bashir just wrote here. I am satisfied. What kind of life Hamlet will have after all these circumstances? Okay, that's a very interesting point. I want you to think, to imagine a world, a play, a text where Hamlet doesn't die. What happens next? What does he do? If this is a TV show, like Game of Thrones, and Jon Snow dies, and then in the next season he's brought back from the dead, would the producers of this TV show bring Hamlet yet again from the dead for something else? So this is a very fair question, a valid point you're raising, Bashair. What kind of life will Hamlet have after these circumstances? Everyone should die, then we shouldn't forget that he is a murderer. In a way, yes. If Hamlet was oppressed, he will be rewarded in heaven, in another and better world. The country deserves a new beginning. Fortinbras deserves to be a king just because he behaves correctly. That's a very interesting point here. The country, but is what's his name, Fortinbras, better than Hamlet? Is he going to be a better king? This is something just for the imagination. But it's a very, very beautiful point you're raising here. More, ladies, gentlemen. Somebody wants to speak?
Can I say something?
Quickly, go on. You have 1-2 minutes.
Yeah. My presentation, maybe it is next time, I don't know. It's about the ending of Hamlet from Bloom's perspective.
So don't spoil it.
If I can say something now. But no, I'm not spoiling it. But if I have, no, I'm not spoiling it. I'm not spoiling it. About the satisfaction, whether I'm satisfied or not with this ending. I believe that this is what Hamlet wanted. He wanted to kill and to be killed. So I'm not sorry about Hamlet. Maybe I could be sorry about Ophelia, Gertrude, but not Hamlet. However, I'm sorry, like, what?
Is he a martyr? Sorry for interrupting you.
A martyr? Hamlet? I don't know. Whatever. Let him be. Like, I could be sorry about Gertrude, Ophelia, because they had nothing to do. They were like completely victims. They didn't benefit from it all. So yeah. But if I have to be sorry about one thing, is that Hamlet is now silent forever. He won't speak. Like, remember when he was saying this in front of Rosencrantz and the other guy, Zingoringo, and like he was saying great stuff, and then they laughed, and then he stopped, and we hated them because they stopped Hamlet, and now we hate Shakespeare because he killed Hamlet, because maybe Hamlet could have more to say, more important soliloquies, maybe, or I don't know.
You're saying Shakespeare to us is like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to Hamlet. That's a fair point. Thank you, Ahmed, for raising this issue. Now listen. When Laertes told Hamlet, you have 30 minutes to live in your life. Of course, this is the play. Just the 30 minutes go very quickly between the lines here. Personally, yes, I wanted Hamlet to talk more. Please do. For the first time, remember, like sometimes we were fed up with his soliloquizing. Stop pondering, stop thinking, do something. Now we want him to speak. He doesn't. He's silent forever. Now, regarding Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, this is a very interesting thing. The statement here in the book, somebody reports that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. There is a book, a really brilliant play by somebody. I read some of it, part of it. with the same title, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. It tells probably basically the story, what happened before they were executed. And honestly, every time I want to finish this whole play, to read it all, I stop. I don't want to, because they interrupted Hamlet with what a piece of work a man is. So because they interrupted him, I'm punishing them. This is probably one reason why I'm happy with their death. Not because they conspired or spied against Hamlet. Spied on or conspired against Hamlet. Now, Banan says, I'm satisfied with the ending, his reaction to his mother. I think it was disrespectful, the ending, how Hamlet, it shows that he hasn't forgiven her, maybe. I don't know. Ahmed saying, why he said to the king, follow my mother? Does he think about, Ahmed, his mother is already dead. She drank the poisoned wine, and she died. She follow her. He shouldn't follow her. She should go to heaven. He should go to hell. Follow her, yani, like go wherever she's got, to death. Shaima is saying, you will not reach what you want easily. You are not in an ideal world. And if you arrive, if you get what you want, you will reach and you will be very confused. This is what happened to Hamlet. He took revenge, but he shouldn't survive his lover. That's a very good point. This is Shakespeare, and this is because his lover died, he has to. Abdurrahman says, Hamlet accomplishes his main duty to avenge. But is it his main duty? So now it's not important to live or to die. I don't think Hamlet was just consumed with death itself. The idea, he was more consumed with the idea of being dead, the idea of revenge, rather than revenge itself. Look at the first scene and the last part of the last scene. All soldiers, not a single major character. Unnamed soldiers, probably, yeah, soldiers and soldiers. طيب, I'll stop here. If anybody wants to type something to comment, please do. You have 1 minute.